morning. Good morning. And welcome to Unity of Palmyra, where centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. We are an open and affirming community. We love you exactly as you are in all of your magnificent glory. And we do want everyone here and everyone watching or listening online to also know that this is a very safe space for anyone who needs one. We are here for one another. We are here honoring our diversity and our inclusivity, and you are all welcome here. So let's take a moment to become centered and grounded, and to simply breathe together. To acknowledge the comfort that we find with one another, of simply being together in community, recognizing this family of spirit that we have created, this family that honors who we are, that loves who we are, that doesn't judge who we are. And so we take a moment to simply feel that love, to feel that acceptance, to feel that comfort, and to feel that safety. And we remember to continue to breathe. We remember that in order to find our voice, we need to connect our head and our heart. In order to find the courage to speak, we need to integrate our head and our heart. And again, we breathe. And finally, when it feels as if there's so much darkness, we see the light in one another. And we see the beauty in one another. And we hold the space for that light and that beauty and that love to prevail. And so it is. Amen. Please stand. Together, may the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to hurt, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Divine Spirit. And now let's see the beauty in one another.
I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you. And so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it. It's deep in my soul. I just know it. That you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the strength in you. And so it is. I see the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through. I see the love that's in you. And so it is. Well, I can see it. It's right here before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and your sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you. I see the heart that's in you, and so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. And so it is.
So let's share now in our vision statement. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living and our mission wherever we go. We provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. One of the ways we practice those principles is to honor wherever you are on your hugging journey. So if you'd like a hug, we'll bring it on in. If you're more comfortable with the handshake, we will honor that. And if you want to be completely left alone, we totally understand, and we will respect that bubble that you create about yourself. Have a good time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Here we go, y'all. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul
I didn't really need to add anything to that this week. So. All right, some announcements. Our prayer chaplains today are Charles Lee and Sam Sherman, and they will be holding sacred space for us during the service, and they'll also be available over here after the service if anyone needs one-on-one prayer. Remember that our Opera Fudge fundraiser is ongoing. We must have all order forms by December 1st at noon. And while I'm looking at Gwen, let me thank her for 2 wonderful services while I was on vacation. So when we were at the Eastern Region Conference together, people were like, oh, well, what's your relationship? Oh, she's kind of my right-hand woman, let me just say. And there were many jealous ministers in the room at that point. We did decide to postpone the start of the Reading the Bible Again class until this Thursday. We had an extra week at the end that we're just going to go to. So if you want to take that class and you have not yet signed up, it's not too late. Just reach out. Just email me directly and let me know, and I will send you the Zoom link. That is a Zoom-only class since it's getting dark really early right now. So you are welcome to join. Kate is recovering, I'm sure, but I want to thank her. Yesterday's concert was absolutely lovely. It was so wonderful. She shared stories and poems and pictures and music and raised about $400 for the Lift Fund. So yeah, I would love for her to do it again. It was so sweet. Oh, yes, you can.
If you enjoy it, you will contribute in her name.
Yes, so what Ken said, you can watch it on YouTube, and if you want to contribute in her name, you can. We also, Kathy found a leftover bag of change on her desk, I think from when we were doing the noisy offering. So she said, well, I have an idea. She said, why don't we put a jar by the lift, and anybody can just throw their change into the jar. So I found one of my grandmother's jars that is Unity blue, although I'm not sure she would have appreciated that. But anyway, it's Unity blue. As soon as I said that, that popped into my head. But I appreciate it. So if you, instead of doing noisy offering, if you just want to throw some change into that jar, and when it starts to fill up, we'll take it to a change counter thingy, and we'll donate it to that. The bazaar is technically going to be opening next week, but some of us have already started bringing stuff in. If you do want to start bringing stuff in this week, like I had to get everything I made out of my dining room. So what we're going to do this year is a little bit different. We are going to put suggested donations on the products this year because some of them are really going to be worth something. Now again, it's still suggested, but I am encouraging everyone. I know some people are knitting and crocheting, and I've been quilting, and I think there's some woodworking going on. So just tell us give it value, right? We want to give it value, because this is a fundraiser for the church. So you can start bringing that in, and then it'll be officially opened next week. Madam President has made a sign up for people who want to help with some landscaping for the next couple of months, and basically at this point it's just cleaning up, getting ready for the winter, and then sprucing up for Christmas. So I had an idea.
What's your idea?
Thank you, Gwen. See, this is why I love Gwen best, right? Well, okay, so, when I'm off, I'm thinking, right? And so, yeah. So, ASK lets us use their parking lot, weekends and evenings. They've never asked anything of us. Church of the Brethren lets us use their parking lot. And just so you know, most people, they charge. They don't charge us, right? Like they actually started selling parking spaces, right? Because so many, but they let us, because we're neighbors, right? So I reached out to Holly and Lorraine and I said, wouldn't it be nice if you guys could get a cookie baking crew together and we'll make a whole bunch of Christmas cookies and then we'll just take platters of Christmas cookies to ASK and down the street to the Church of the Brethren. What do you think?
That's a great idea.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
See, that was a good idea. So, if you're interested in helping, and I don't care where you guys do it, you can come here, you can do it in someone's home, and also I checked in with Linda, and the church would be happy to help buy the ingredients, okay? So I want this to be fun and really get into the spirit of the holidays and giving. So talk to Holly or Lorraine if you're interested, and we will support whatever you decide you want to do, and then if there's any left over and you want to share them with us, you can. Okay, so Joanne wants to talk. There you are.
I just have a couple things. No, can you hear me?
They can't hear you online, honey. So Beck, would you run her the microphone?
I have two things. One is the angel tree. We have 20 tags, and as of this morning, there are only 5 left, so hurry up and get your tag if you have it. Don't forget, they're due by November 24th, and please do not wrap your gifts. They do not need to be in a Christmas bag. They can be in any kind of bag as long as they are tagged. And if you have 2 bags, make an extra tag or tie them together or whatever works. We're looking for possible substitutes to ring the bell next Saturday at Redner's from 11:30 to 1:30. We might need some help there. So if you're interested, just see me and give me your phone number so that I can call you if we do need you. Otherwise, I'll be spending a couple shifts there, which is okay too. You know, I've done it before, so. Any questions?
Do you want to borrow the elf outfit that we have?
No, thank you.
So, so one last quick announcement. The 24th, which is just really sneaked up on us, is our annual Thanksgiving Love Feast. And also when we decorate the sanctuary and the building for Christmas. So Kathy has printed us out a sign up. It'll be downstairs. So we only have 2 weeks to sign up. So this will be downstairs where all the rest of the sign-ups are. We've already had a turkey donated. Thank you so much, Vicki, for contributing and Holly for cooking. So sign up so we can have our annual love feast on the 24th and then decorate for Christmas. All right, I think that is it. Miss Becky. Oh, I'm sorry, Tammy.
I just wanted to let everyone know we had 2 seats open for the bus trip. One of the couples has to have surgery the week before we go. So we need to fill those 2 seats. So if anybody knows anybody that wanted to go and didn't get to sign up because the bus filled up so quickly, please let me know.
Okay, so we should see you.
Yes, Longwood Gardens. Longwood Gardens, December the 7th. December 7th.
Thank you, Tammy. Annie?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The word for today is freedom. The Christ within me is my source of freedom. Freedom is my spiritual birthright. I live my freedom when I speak my mind, pursue my dreams, and live with dignity and self-respect. It means I am self-directed, and I use my spiritual gifts of understanding, faith, love, and strength to guide my decisions and actions. As I do, I feel free. I do what I can to support freedom for myself and others. I honor and give thanks for all those whose courage and dedication in service have helped build and sustain a world where all people can know true freedom. In prayer, I envision a harmonious human community that assures everyone's basic needs are met, respects different viewpoints, and celebrates the unique expression of God that each person is. And from 1 Peter 2:16, as servants of God, live as free people, yet do not use your freedom as a pretext for evil.
I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
Is it my electrons? Whenever my computer isn't working, Ken tells me to back away because it's my electrons, he says, which is why I can't wear a watch, apparently. So this is our normal prayer time, and I have to admit I'm struggling. So I'm going to ask you, what do you need right now? What do you need to hear? And then after our special music, we might just continue the conversation and ask the Rev. Wasn't that serendipitous? Charles.
I need to know that light is going to shine.
Yeah.
I need to know.
I need to know that the light is going to shine through. Amen, brother. Who else? What do you need? Vic.
To know that I'm not in the arena fighting the lions alone.
To know that you're not in the arena fighting the lions alone. Val.
I think to know that the passion and the focus we felt before the election cannot be extinguished.
So the passion, and I'm repeating this for our folks online, so the passion and the focus we felt before the election will not be extinguished? Is that what you said? Yeah. Sam. So I'm, why are they immoral? Why are they not just gullible? Can you save that for Ask the Rev? Because I have an opinion. Yeah. What else do you need for us to pray for right now, Vicki?
I need us to kind of get our heads together, but then not go into defeat mode. We need to be prepared and do what we can, get our mental health in a good place, get our finances in a good place. Rachel Maddow had a great talk on what we can do.
So not succumb to despair. Yeah. Helene.
Kind of fishtailing on what Vicki was saying is do your self-care, and me, I'm a mom of 3 teenage boys, and I just kind of keep thinking that we're the barrier islands for our youth. So to step into that power and not be afraid.
So to step into our power and not be afraid. Lisa.
Really know deep inside what all is about.
Yep. To really know deep inside that all is well. Yeah. Jane.
I just want all the help I can get to love 365 degrees.
I didn't hear what you said.
I would like for all of us to do the best we can to just love all the way around.
Yeah.
And to help take down the divide.
Yeah. Yes, Holly.
I've been praying and will continue to pray that I have the capacity to absorb what's happening within the world and myself so that I can give out light rather than heat. And that's the transition to work towards in my heart and soul and for others.
Yeah, so that we can hold that space. And now I will say back to Helene's take good care, that if at any point you need to not absorb, don't absorb. Right? Yeah, because there's a lot of heaviness right now and a lot of fear and an overwhelming sense of grief. Another word I heard a lot this week was betrayal. I felt betrayed by my country. So if you need a break from that, take a break from it. Turn on a Murder, She Wrote. Or Hallmark. Or Star Trek. Yeah. Yes.
Take joy in the simple things.
Yes, take joy in the simple things. And didn't Gwen just talk about that? Right? Yeah. Yes.
I hear a lot of political bias in here,
Yeah.
and I want to express that we are one, and we are all in love, and I do not approve of political bias.
Okay. So what you're calling political bias, I'm calling sharing how we're feeling right now, and this is a safe community, and we are allowed to share how we're feeling. So if that makes you uncomfortable, I understand, but
We're projecting fear.
okay, we're feeling fear, and we can feel fear and love at the same time. That's part of being a human being, is we can feel fear, and I am not going to negate anyone's fear right now. I'm not doing it. Charles?
I just want to say, nobody is apolitical, and right now, this is not about politics. This is about how we feel.
Yes.
The fear, the dread, even if you're happy with how things turn out, it doesn't mean that we are fearing for our country, for ourselves. Doesn't matter. Just forget the election. Forget there ever was one. And just think about how you feel.
Right. And many of my friends are fearing for their literal lives. So we're allowed to talk about that. That's part of being a safe community. And I think, here's the thing, if we're not safe to talk about that, then are we really safe? Or do we only talk about things that are comfortable and make us feel good? Because I'm seeing a whole lot of bypassing going on online. And a whole lot of people wanting to just move beyond with the feelings because it feels really awful and we don't want to feel it. And I will tell you, the fact that we don't talk about politics in this country is why we're here. Because we have decided there are some things that we just don't talk about. And so those things go underground. But they are in our DNA, whether we talk about them or not. We don't have the courage to talk about them. There is no love or light. We punch a hole through the darkness by telling the truth and having the courage to talk about this stuff. And if we're going to be shamed for doing that, then who are we? Seriously, I'm not going to be shamed for being angry right now, or being afraid, or having to listen to people call me sobbing and saying, should I just kill myself now? Yeah, so don't talk to me about there's a political bias in this room. There is fear in this room, and there is grief, and there is anger, and we need to talk about it. Love and fear, they go together, you guys. Do you know why we're afraid? Because of who we love. We're afraid because we love our country and we love our friends, and we're afraid because we love our freedom. And we're afraid our freedom is going to be taken away. So, that's what we're praying for today, that we have the courage to feel the fear and to feel the anger. I'm sorry, Elaine.
Oh, no, that's okay. I would also like us to pray that unity and love win out.
Yes,
Overall.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I think part of the bypassing that's happening is there's these great calls for unity, but in my experience, and this is something that I learned from Martin Luther King, there can be no peace and no unity if there's no justice. Justice is inherent in peace and unity. You know, we want to forget that part, right?
And when we understand everything politically is cyclical, I mean, we're not stupid, we know that. It is cyclical.
Yeah.
This feels different, and we need to be able to acknowledge that this feels different.
Yeah, we do need to be able to acknowledge it, and we need to be able to talk about it. Gwen?
I need prayers just for the fact of the mentally who cannot sustain that level of understanding.
Yes.
You know, my daughter can't get out of bed right now because she's afraid that her moms aren't going to be married anymore. That pisses me off. My child's afraid that she's not going to have a family anymore. You know, that's what our hurt is. It's basic. It's basic.
Yeah, it's basic, and we do kind of make the assumption that we can all handle this. And you know what? We can't.
Many of us share children who are, have mental depression and anxiety. Even as adults we do, but yet it is, well, we have a terrible mental health, services in this country. That's a whole nother issue. But, we have an issue with that, and then we just say, well, we'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is another aspect of bypassing. If we just pretend nothing's wrong, then nothing is wrong. Right? Yeah, Linda.
And I face things that a number of people will be facing. If they mess with Medicare and Social Security, I will lose my place to live, and I will lose my vision. I will have lied.
Yeah. Yes, Karen.
Many of you know I have 4 young grandchildren here in Pennsylvania, but I also have 2 adult young grandsons. We have 2 young grandsons, 20 and 25, in California that are biracial, and I've been in contact with them. And they're very scared because they feel that they're not safe. And I just need to say that I'm fearful for them. That has intensified, that concern has intensified.
Yeah, I think, let's just do Ask the Rev, because that's what we're already doing. I think, in our Unity Ministers Resource Group, the discussions have been pretty intense. And one of the questions that was out is, what is everybody going to be talking about on Sunday? Like, someone that was retired said, well, God bless those of you who are still in the pulpit, And so, it was the usual, peace and love and light. And I just jumped on and said, I want to talk about what they need to talk about, right? This isn't about me or me projecting, right? It's what do you want to talk about? And luckily, a couple of folks jumped on and said, that's a great idea. I think I'll do that too, right? Because in our discomfort, we want it just to all go away. And it's not going away. And it's really hard when your whole being, when who you are and what you teach and preach and believe is the innate goodness of people. And then that goodness doesn't show up. And it's really hard. And so yes, do we need to focus on the good? Absolutely. And do we need to love? Absolutely. But we cannot ignore what is happening. And it's not just happening here, it's happening all around the world. And what's happening is we are so afraid of our shadow that we refuse to integrate it. Instead of integrating it, we're projecting it. Right? So this is, what Charles said, this isn't political, this is spiritual, this is life. This is about deciding who we are as a species. And I keep, and of course the environmentalists are just freaking out, right? We're gonna destroy the planet. No, we're not. The planet will be fine. We'll be gone. But the planet will be fine. Once we're gone, actually, it'll be great. So back to your question, Sam. I want to believe that people are gullible, and I want to believe that they have our best interest at heart. But now I'm seeing post after post of people who didn't realize what this meant. And the information was there. You had to make a choice not to find it. So back to struggling with goodness. And I think it was Marianne Williamson said, we need to, or was it Debbie Ford? It was one or the other. I don't even care. That, part of being a spiritual being is not just imagining creatures of light, but integrating the darkness. And if we're not willing to do that, I don't know. As a country, we have denied our darkness for so long. It's a part of who we are. And I remember years ago, my best friend from high school posted that that President Obama had created racism in our country. And I replied to her and I said, "Oh, honey," I said, "he didn't create it, he surfaced it. That racism is in our DNA. Our country was founded on and built on slavery. And yet we keep pretending that that darkness isn't there. And we keep pretending that the misogyny isn't there. And as long as we keep pretending it's not there, it is going to be in our face until we can acknowledge it and heal it and face it and integrate it. It is in our face." Charles?
It's like in David, if you get down to it, was a murderer and adulterer.
Yeah.
He did a horrible thing. But they got David called him. He didn't say, "David, you should have been king. You should have elected somebody else, but you don't elect." He said, "David, this is what you did."
Yeah.
See, David was protected. He told David a story about somebody else. David said, "Why, that's scoundrel. He was married, David."
Yeah. Yes, and so here's where we can have compassion, is how many people this is going to affect that are not prepared for the effect, right? And so we can have compassion for that. Now, we're not going to have what the Buddhists call idiot compassion, and we would call that enabling or being codependent, although I do love what the Buddhists call it. But it's also about being discerning and tapping into our wisdom and our courage. So can there be change? Yes. But we have to have the courage to speak and to act that change into existence. And we don't do it by not talking about it. Yeah, Vic. Yeah, Beck, would you run it for me? Would you mind? Vicki. Thanks for that, Jennifer.
So I see the duality. I see Americans who are so generous and helpful and, doing all that they're doing with the storms. But I also see a lot of people who are very damaged, very dysfunctional, and very rage-filled. And, people who are happy with their lives do not behave this way. The last 5 years, 8 years, whatever,
100 years.
have been really hard, and it's like with COVID and stuff, and it's like, okay, like I can feel like I'm going down for the third time, but I'd better start swimming because I'm really not willing to drown.
So I had a friend say to me, keep on swimming, keep on swimming, keep on. So I keep on quilting, keep on quilting, keep on crocheting. Yeah, so yes, keep on. So keep on doing what brings you joy, right? Keep on doing what brings you joy. And I know that sounds like paradoxical, like how could we feel joy right now? We have to feel joy right now. You have to find snippets of joy. What is Brené's calling it? Microdosing of hope, right? You gotta find some joy in something, right? Because our spirits need that. That feeds our spirits. So, so for those of you who are familiar with spiral dynamics, and I'm going to offer the workshop again in January, and I think it would be really, really helpful for everyone to take it. According to that model of evolution, we are in the middle of a huge, huge shift. We're not just, this is not a little shift. This is not a shift between value systems. This is an evolutionary leap. And so what happens when we're in the middle of huge change? There's pushback, right? So what we've been experiencing is that pushback, right? It's like, if you've ever read the book Dance of Anger, when I was leaving my first marriage, which was very abusive, my therapist recommended Dance of Anger. And they talk about the honeymoon cycle of abuse. Anyone familiar with the honeymoon cycle of abuse? Yeah, unfortunately, many of us are. And one of the things that would happen is one partner, the abused partner, started to become healthy and to value themselves and to say, I'm not going to be treated this way anymore. The other partner would exhibit what is called change back behavior. Change back. I'll reward you if you change back. I liked you the way you were before. Change back. And so what we're feeling right now is a lot of that change back behavior. We don't want to look at our darkness. We liked it so much better when we ignored it, right? So change back, which is why there's this push to go back to the 1950s. Change back to when women couldn't get a credit card in their own name or buy a home by themselves, right? Change back. So the way to make progress isn't to change back, it's to say, no. No, we're not going back. Right? And that takes courage, and it takes faith. You know, there's all sorts of Bible verses floating around right now. And the one that keeps coming up for me is Jesus wept. Because my Jesus was brown-skinned and would be on the watch list today and fought for those in the margins and honored women and fought the patriarchy and tried to create a new heaven. And within a couple hundred years after his death, it was just back to the same old stuff. So if we want to be like Jesus, what would Jesus do? I don't know about you. I'm kind of at the I'm at the turning over the tables in the temple phase, but what? Yeah, you know, it's I know, really. You know, what the hell, right? Like,
What she said.
you know, what did my dad used to joke about, Charles, in the military, and anybody who wants to volunteer step forward and everybody else step back? That was it, you know? Everybody else just stepped back, Elaine, and
Well, and there are things that you can do, and part of that is just pay attention to the world.
yes.
A lot of us are completely insulated from the groups that are marginalized and that are subordinated.
Yeah.
So you don't see the things like 10 people lining up in the line for the white teller and not going to the black teller. They don't see my friends, my two guys who were going out to dinner, and the guy walks up and shoves the one and says, "We don't have to put up with you anymore, you faggot." You know, if you're not in the world, you don't see these things. But one of the first things that you can do to help, besides stand up for what is right, you can also pay attention, because when you track people's behaviors, you come to know the reality of what they live. Or we live, for that matter, as you,
Yeah, it's
you guys
we.
know.
Charles said it's we.
Yeah.
It's we, and so here's the thing. It's easy to be an ally when your gay friends aren't being accosted in restaurants and grocery stores. But this is where being an ally is really important, because this is where you stand between them and you say, you back off. You leave my friend alone, right? And you dial 911. And it's been happening, guys. So yeah, pay attention. Janie, thank you so much for that. It is, it's happening, and we don't want to look at it. You know, and someone shared, because I shared a story, and they said, well, you know, it's always been there. And I was like, yeah, you know it has, but now it's emboldened. And it's empowered, and it's okay now, you know? So we can't just shrug it off. Charles, honey.
What I want to say, for me, see, I'm that guy that gets accosted in the grocery store.
Yeah.
I was doing a gig one time, and this lady comes out. Guy had came from a nursing home to see me. He sat close. I'm gonna put you back because I'm gonna get something out, you know. And so now I gotta process this, right? But what I process for me, and there are times, Jenny, when you do have to step up. When I'm processing, is what I'm feeling. What has come up for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because all of a sudden, I want to call her names. And 12th Street wants to come out, not Middletown. So now I get the opportunity to deal with me. I'm within my rights to be outraged, and I was. And angry, and I was. But that darkness in me began to come up. I'll show that, fill in the blank. Who the, fill in the blank, do you think you are? Why out? And it's justified. But there's something I get to deal with now.
Yes.
The hurt, because at the bottom of all of that is hurt.
It's hurt, and it's
hurt.
fear, right? And so here's the other thing, and this is epidemic in New Thought, and it's not just Unity, it's the whole New Thought movement, is we're very uncomfortable with our anger, right? Anger is energy. What we choose is, how do we use that energy, right? We don't want to use that energy to harm, but we do want to channel that incredible energy, right, to affect change and to do good. And to anger gives me courage, right? Because you think I haven't wanted to just pull the covers up over my head? Seriously. I am in full-blown, let's buy an RV and hit the road, honey mode. My flight is like, whew, it's really big right now, you guys. Yeah. So to be here, and this is true for many of us, to still be here is an act of courage. To not throw up our hands in absolute despair is an act of courage. The other thing I've been really seeing a lot of, which is I find very positive and very encouraging, and this is really applies to what we've been working on for years, is the importance of community. That we come together as community. That's why I opened the church on Wednesday. Just to come together as community and to support one another and to give one another courage. Right now, not to come together in community and go into collusion, right? Not to fuel each other, you know, we're not talking about hurting anyone, but we are talking about coming together in community to give ourselves courage so that if we see someone being abused, that we have the courage to say, stop, don't do that. Right.
I just want to say, their reaction, getting back to what Janie was saying, not just standing, I was doing this gig as a charitable thing. The next day they said, we're going to mail you a check. We're going to mail you a check. You know, so the lady wasn't really to the point where they wanted to just step up.
Right.
But to acknowledge
Yeah.
that it happened, they said, I'm going to send you a check.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got the microphone.
Oh. It's a good thing we don't have a roast in the oven. I'm just saying that we're.
I'll make it quick, but I
That's
do
okay,
have two
honey.
things to say.
Yeah. Okay.
The first is that, yes, we are the darkness,
Yeah.
and we are also the light.
Right.
And it's a hard thing to do, to go from the darkness to the light, especially when we're feeling the heaviness. Which leads me to the second thing I want to say. It's from The Color Purple by Alice Walker.
Oh.
And I have to paraphrase because I don't have it memorized. But Celia's walking with her friend, and they see the color purple. And Celia says, God gets pissed off if you don't acknowledge the color purple, if you don't see it. And her friend says, what do God do when it's pissed off?
And Seeley says, God creates something. So that's where we are. And if we can't create the change on a global level right now, then get out your knitting and get out your crocheting, start cooking, do whatever little thing you can, because that's so healthy for us.
Yeah.
And that gets our creativity moving. And when our creativity is moving, then we can think more clearly about the bigger things.
Exactly. Creativity is such self-care, right? Creativity feeds us. If you've ever taken the Energy of Money class from me, creativity is one of the 6 forms of energy. And when we are creative, it feeds us. We cannot pour from an empty cup, right? So it's okay. I had someone say, well, how can I even try to be happy right now? I said, oh, please find something to make you happy right now. Because we need that energy. Gwen, you know, or Vicky, happy people don't attack other people, right? People who are secure in themselves and who know who they are. And I am not saying that there are a whole bunch of disenfranchised people in this country. There are, right? And we need to reach out to them. But we need to reach out to them from a position of strength and principle, right? Back to spiral dynamics for just a second. The top meme of the first tier of our evolution, which started hundreds of thousands of years ago, is called the green meme. And it's the meme where we love to sit around the fire singing Kumbaya, and we fight for people's rights, and we care about the environment, and we're all about love and diversity and inclusivity, and we only judge judgmental people in the green meme. But one of the downsides of the green meme is that, and it won't surprise you to learn that unity is firmly grounded in the green meme, is that we believe that everything is relative. Everything is relative. And when we make that leap to yellow, we recognize that it's not. Green has a very hard time saying, you know, that's just wrong. Yellow says some things are wrong. Not from a judgmental or blaming energy, which is part of the first tier, but from, are we willing to tell the truth about what's wrong so we can fix it? Right? No blame, no shame, no judgment, just, no, that really is wrong. Let's fix it. Right? There's a huge shift from either or to both and. Do you notice how we've been living in an either or world? But when we make that leap, we shift into both and. We can feel fear and love at the same time. We can feel anger and compassion at the same time. We can love our neighbor and fight injustice at the same time. We can be spiritual beings having a human experience and have really difficult conversations at the same time. That's part of the shift. That's part of the shift. Jennifer and then Jeff. And then we're going to listen to a song.
And I wanted to remind everybody that we have a social activism team. So I hear a lot of hurt here. If people have specific ways that the team might be supportive to the community here, please reach out to one of the team members. You can also, we're meeting today at 12:15 downstairs, so if anybody wants to get involved, I like the team because it's not just a talk, but it's a roll up our sleeves and do something about it organization. So people would be welcome to come and participate with us.
The social action team is completely committed to the 5th principle, which is taking action based on our principles. So, yeah, and then Jeff.
Right before you
kind of said what I was going to say. We talked about the fact that we can be both.
Yeah.
So for the last week, I have felt angry, discouraged. And at the same time, I was looking for a way through. And this political campaign for me looked a lot like, it was beginning to look like our values. And so I'm choosing not to see this as an event, but to see it as a movement. And as long as we keep doing looking at what's in front of us and doing the kind, courageous, strong, truthful thing, we will continue to help create that change that, for me, felt like it got snatched away. And I'm going to continue to be irritated at people that I feel were complicit, who knew better and still voted their self-interest over the benefit for the whole. And I'm going to continue to feel disappointed and discouraged that somehow, apparently, we weren't ready to make that shift. And I'm going to continue to do the little bits that I'm able to do along the way.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that personally I can lean into this community.
So use the energy of your irritation, right? Use it. Don't deny it or, whatever, away it. Just use it, right? Use it to make a difference, right?
And to reinforce what you said, it isn't either or.
It's both
and
and.
As long as I have a tendency to look at things and see it one way or the other, then I miss the opportunity for my contribution to the shift, because I have to see it as both and.
Yes, and that's the work, right? Back to the beloved community work that we did a couple of years ago, being able to make that shift requires a tremendous amount of emotional and spiritual intelligence, because it's hard. It's hard. We live in an either-or, black and white world. And so it's hard to make that shift, which is why this leap is being fought so ferociously, right? So, I want to hear the undivided.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want undivided, and I really want to acknowledge you guys, because this is hard. It's hard to have this conversation. Sure, Beck, can you give her the, yes, Sarah, please do. I want to acknowledge that you have been willing to sit in the discomfort, and that takes incredible courage. So.
This poem was sent to Matthew Fox, who is an Episcopal priest that was used to be a Catholic priest. But anyway, he posted this on his list, and I think it speaks to what we're doing individually and collectively. It's called sink so as to rise. There are circumstances that must shatter you. And if you are not shattered, then you have not understood your circumstances. In such circumstances, it is a failure for your heart not to break. And it is pointless to put up a fight, for a fight will blind you to the fact that has been presented by your misfortune. Do you wish to persevere pridefully in the old life? Of course you do. The old life was a good life, but it is no longer available to you. It has been carried away irreversibly. So there is only one thing to be done. Transformation must be met with transformation. Where there was the old life, let there be the new life. Do not persevere. Dignify the shock. Sink so as to rise.
Dignify the shock. Wow. I love that. Dignify the shock. Dignify the shock. So we're going to do Undivided, and then I would actually like to end the service after Undivided. And if anyone would like to continue processing downstairs, you're welcome to do that when we go downstairs. And again, I really want to acknowledge you for hanging in there during this time, because it takes such courage to be this uncomfortable and still be here. So, well done, beloved community. You ready?
Yes. You see, Billy got picked on at school for things he couldn't change. He tried his best to play it cool, but in the 7th grade, you either fit right in or you don't fit. That's just the cold, hard truth. I wish that I had been the friend that Billy never knew. I think it's time to come together. You and I can make a change. Maybe we can make a difference, make the world a better place. Look around and love somebody. We've been here for long enough. Let the good Lord reunite us to this country that we love's undivided.
Yeah.
You either go to church or you're gonna go to hell. Get a job at work or you're gonna go to jail. I just kinda wish we didn't think like that. Why's it gotta be all white or all black? And when we gonna lunge in someone's shoes sometimes? When we gonna start to see through someone else's eyes? I think it's time to come together. You and I can make a change. Maybe we can make a difference, make the world a better place. Look around and love somebody. We've been here for long enough. Let the good Lord reunite us to this country that we love's undivided. Oh yeah, undivided. Oh yeah. We're all the same to God, no matter what, we get His love. I'm tired of looking left or right, so I'm just looking up. I think it's time to come together. You and I can make a change. Maybe we can make a difference, make the world a better place. Look around and love somebody. We've been here for long enough. Let the good Lord reunite us to this country that we love's undivided. Oh yeah, undivided. Oh yeah. You're either go to church or you're gonna go to hell. a job at work or you're gonna go to jail. I just kinda wish we didn't think like that. Why's it gotta be all white or all black?
So as we share this today, let's spread this outside of our walls. Okay? Okay. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. Together, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. With intention. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was lent to me. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Go forth this week and take exquisitely good care of yourselves. Acknowledge the dark and shine the light. And join us downstairs for coffee. Love you. Bye-bye, YouTube and Facebook friends. Thank you so much for joining us today.
They're gonna turn off the PA. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on till tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.